The Outlander series original Jamie Fraser star Fraser Hines, best known for his character in the Doctor Who series, has recently explained why the 90s series idea was scrapped. So, what do you think he had to say? Also, Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series could have an entirely different name. So, what do you think it could have been called? Keep watching for more information on all of these in the video. First off, Outlander Sam Heughan admits the worst thing about Season 7 as he shares his filming struggles. In the 7th season of Outlander, Sam Heughan's Jamie Fraser will be put to the ultimate test as he fights to clear his wife Claire's name as she is accused of murder. Filming for the lengthy 16-episode season is still underway in Scotland and in the United States, even though Starz has already released the show's first teaser. Heughan claims that it has been challenging to film. The Outlander cast has been filming in Scotland for the past few months, including Heughan, Belf, and the rest of the ensemble. The actors and crew now have an incredible 16 episodes to finish before the 7th season debuts, after the 6th season was cut down to only 8 episodes. This entails protracted shootings in some of Scotland's most gorgeous settings, sometimes in below freezing weather, throughout the day and the night. Heughan recently revealed that the most challenging part of filming Season 7 was the night shooting in Scotland throughout the winter. Heughan told LP that some of their team and cast were now filming in Scotland working night shifts. Also, Heughan was not shy about complimenting his co-stars, particularly Belf, once their on-screen relationship had come to life. Heughan had also highlighted the moments he realized that he and Belf had something unique between Jamie and Claire last month in his new memoir, Waypoints. Heughan remembered how he and Belf had to reenact a scene from The Reckoning, the notorious Season 1 episode, during their audition. He added that they were practically ripping at one another in the intensity of that moment, born out of love and fury. Heughan said it was physically and emotionally exhausting, taking their breath away. When Season 7 arrives, Claire and Jamie will have many more tear-jerking and dramatic encounters. Jamie needs to move swiftly since Claire appears to be in grave danger, at least based on the Starz teaser for the forthcoming season. Claire is briefly shown in the trailer with a rope over her neck just before being publicly hanged, perhaps as punishment for her alleged role in Malva Christie's murder. Will Jamie, however, be able to save her in time, or may the start of Season 7 see Claire's shocking demise? Coming up next, Outlander's original Jamie Fraser star explains why the 90s series idea was scrapped. Outlander is a global TV sensation that debuted in 2014 and has gained widespread popularity. Before the TV show, American novelist Diana Gabaldon wrote the best-selling Outlander series, whose story of star-crossed lovers through time and space won hearts worldwide. In 1991, author Diana Gabaldon released her first book, which was initially titled Cross Stitch. By the time Starz version of Outlander debuted, the author had written 8 other books. Fans might need clarification as to why the epic story didn't hit the big screen sooner. The Grey's Anatomy and knocked-up actor Katherine Heigl was once in line to play Claire Fraser in an abandoned feature film as part of an earlier preparation to adapt Outlander. Furthermore, Doctor Who actor Fraser Hines, whose sidekick character 18th century Highlander Jamie McCrimmon inspired Gabaldon to create Outlander and served as the inspiration for Highlander Jamie Fraser, suggested to Yorkshire TV in the 1990s that Outlander be made into a TV series. Hines, 78, recalled how Diana Gabaldon first caught his attention in Outlander. Hines said that he met her and she told him she was watching him in Doctor Who as Jamie in the kilt. And the following day, she went to church and told him that all she could think about was his legs and Jamie's stoicness, and that she had to write a novel. Hines said she sent him the first book in the series, Cross Stitch. After that, the British actor suggested to Yorkshire TV's drama department that they develop the book into a series. However, they declined. The actor even recommended Scotland be replaced for the expansive and dramatic Yorkshire Dales, and they were the bosses, and they said no. A 30-year wait saw the story eventually come to life on television, thanks to the American network Starz, and it gained a following throughout the 4 seasons. Given his initial name, Hines curiously inquired whether Jamie Fraser has been named after him. However, this was only a spooky coincidence because in those days, the credits in the show didn't indicate who played what. However, Hines added that Gabaldon had the option of calling her main protagonist Jamie MacDonald, but she chose to call him Jamie Fraser. Hines did make an appearance as Sir Fletcher Gordon of Wentworth Prison in Season 1, despite perhaps missing out on the role of Jamie. Hines said the episode was the most watched of Season 1 because of the millions million Doctor Who fans who tuned in to see his debut. The actor expressed a desire to return to Outlander at some point. Considering that the plot shifts across periods and takes place in Scotland and America, his character might always make another appearance on the show. He acknowledged that when they first met Claire, when Jamie and his gang of Jacobite outlaws were sculling through the Highlands, he had yearned to be one of them but had chosen the position of jail warden instead. Hines explained why fans liked Jamie Fraser by stating that he had a loyalty to loved ones and clan members. Although Hines identifies as British, his mother Molly was part of Port Glasgow, which is Scottish. Therefore, he did have Scottish heritage. Hines has starred in Doctor Who and other television shows including 2 Days in the Smoke, Doctors, and the long-running Emmerdale on ITV. Next, Diana Gabaldon says Outlander nearly didn't reach the shelves because the publisher had no idea what genre it was. The time-traveling bestseller Outlander by Diana Gabaldon nearly didn't make history because the publisher allegedly couldn't figure out what to do with the book and was baffled about where it might go. The Star show might not have existed in the 21st or 18th centuries despite being a huge hit and adapted for the small screen, since the question of whether it was an adventure, crime, mystery, thriller, or suspense lingered. Gabaldon's books were first released in 1991 and have sold an estimated 25 million copies, according to the most recent figures in 2014. So you can guess that number will be substantially higher in 2023 as the passionate audience develops. According to a statement made by Diana Gabaldon and published by Crime, the publisher sat on her novel and threatened to cancel it because they couldn't figure out how to promote it. They eventually chose to market it as a romance, but it wasn't a romance. However, they decided on romance because the romance book sold more copies. Before it was established that Gabaldon's work would be a romance, her contract stipulated hardback and paperback editions. However, until the early 1990s, romance was only available in paperback. Therefore, the book's publisher decided to give away 1,200 hard copies at the annual RWA convention. The 70-year-old giggles as she recalls the incident and that it made a huge commotion. Gabaldon has always wanted to write novels, but life got in the way, and she completed her first one when she was 35. Her mother was her motivation for writing, and she never stopped after that. She decided to have her narrative in Scotland and being inspired by a young guy wearing a kilt on the BBC science fiction series Doctor Who. Diana felt that since she was a researcher and couldn't afford an abroad trip to check on her setting, historical fiction would be the most straightforward novel to write for her first effort, because she could obtain all the historical facts she needed from books. Since then, Outlander has gained popularity and aired for several seasons on Stars. Finally, Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series could have an entirely different name. Imagine if the global TV sensation had been called something other than Outlander. How well liked would it have been? That could have been the case. The historical romance series' initial name, Cross-Stitch, came from Diana Gabaldon's protagonist, World War II English nurse Claire Randall, who travels back and forth between Inverness, Scotland 200 years later, and the exact location after the war. The plot of Outlander, as it is now well known, centers on a young Claire who visits Inverness at the close of World War II and unintentionally travels back 200 years, where she finds romance and adventure with the handsome Highland warrior Jamie Fraser. However, why was the name changed? So according to Crime Reads, the publisher of the honorable author requested that she change her mind about the title because they were worried that the readers would mistake it for a book on stitching. Instead, Gabaldon created Outlander. Her British publisher decided to go with the original title because they thought it was A Stitch in Time. Their publisher nearly abandoned the entire collection before it got off the ground because executives needed clarification on what category the market's bestseller would fit under. Gabaldon's books were first released in 1991 and have sold an estimated 25 million copies, according to the most recent figures in 2014. So you can guess that the number will be substantially higher in 2023 as the passionate audience develops. The 70-year-old who calls herself a night owl spends her time writing books, producing about 1,000 words every day while working on them 6 days a week. She was rumored to have gotten out of bed every day at midnight, lit a candle, and wrote until 4:30 5:30 a.m. before retiring. Douglas, her husband, would wake the children up later and prepare breakfast. Outlander was a bestseller at both Walden Books and B. Dalton Books, two of the major bookstore chains of the 1990s. Although she got on the New York Times list in her third book, they were present in almost every mall in America. Additionally, the show's popularity increased and its fan base grew even further when Starz decided to adapt the books for television. Today, 114 countries and 38 languages have sold more than 50 million copies of the book series. She first tried her hand at a novel-length manuscript before writing stories for Disney featuring Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Uncle Scrooge, and other characters. She also created a comic book for the entertainment Behemoth, Nutrition Adventures with Orange Bird. When Outlander was published, Gabaldon was 39 years old. We have come to the end of this video, so do you think the Outlander series would have been a success if the 90s series idea had not been scrapped and the series name has not been changed? Let's hear your comments in the section below. Please remember to subscribe, and thank you for watching.